Hi everyone, Mrs. Tantillo here. In this slideshow, I am going to give you a summary of how college admissions view your application and essay. I will also be giving you a few tips on appropriate topics and approaches to writing the essay. When colleges receive your application, the first item they look at is your transcript. They examine your GPA, the types of courses you have taken, and any standardized test data included on your transcript, like the MCAS. Then they will look at SAT and other test scores, extracurriculars, and teacher recommendations. The essay is generally one of the final items that colleges look at. In some cases, the essay can make the difference between two candidates with identical qualifications. However, the essay is usually not the deciding factor in whether or not a student gets into a college. You should try to write the best essay that you can, but also try not to overthink or become excessively anxious about the essay. The people who read your essay, 2 or 3 people will read it, are on an admissions committee of professors, alumni, and experts in the admissions process. When reading your essay, they are looking to answer 3 questions about you. Question number 1, can you write? Can you put together an organized essay with paragraphs and transitions? Do you demonstrate the ability to put together a thoughtful, logical interpretation of your experience? Have you mastered the conventions of spelling, grammar, and usage? Number 2, can you think? Are you able to process your experience with maturity, reflecting on the past and setting goals for the future? And number 3, what do you care about? What is important to you? What are your core values? Do you exercise good judgment? When you are considering your topic, keep in mind the following. The essay should not be a repetition of what you have already included in the application. Don't use the essay to describe your achievements and awards. The essay should give the reader some additional knowledge about you that can't be found on the application or transcript. The essay lets the reader know that there is a human being behind the grades, test scores, extracurriculars, and recommendations. It is a chance for you to speak for yourself. The essay should sound like you and be in your own words. I recommend consulting no more than 2 people about your essay. If too many people are making different suggestions, it becomes very confusing and the essay begins to sound less and less like you. And if someone makes suggestions that you don't agree with, don't change the essay. Certain topics need to be approached with care. Death and tragedy. Many people experience death and tragedy in their lives. The key to writing about these topics is to spend very little time describing the event and most of the essay describing how you dealt with it and what you learned. I call it my 90-10 rule. Spend 10% of the time describing the event and 90% describing how you dealt with it and what you learned. A role model or influential person. The danger in writing about someone else is that the essay becomes less about you and more about them. Again, spend 10% of the essay describing the person and 90% describing what you learned and how you developed. Politics and controversial issues. Remember, you don't know who's reading your essay. Topics like abortion and the death penalty are hot-button topics for many people. Avoid these and topics that are polarizing. On the other hand, writing about your passion for the environment and combating climate change is a much less polarizing topic and much more appropriate to this essay. Personal issues. Be very careful what you reveal of a personal nature in your essay. This essay is not the place to write about your own struggles with alcohol or drugs. Suicide is also a topic to avoid. Steer clear of these types of topics. Some general tips as you begin writing. The opening is very important. Engage your reader with a striking image, some lines of dialogue, or an active scene. Avoid using a famous quote in your opening. The beginning should focus on your words, not someone else's. You can incorporate a quote somewhere else in the essay, but not in the opening. Don't try to sound like you're someone else by using multisyllabic words that you never use or adopting a voice that you think sounds smarter than your own. Be yourself. Find your own voice. As you draft and revise your essay, your voice will come through. Good luck.